I've been talking to myself for the last few minutes. That's good to know. All right, so today is Friday, May the 21st, 2021. And, oh, okay, and the count now says strange and wonderful things. Okay, so I very much hope that I can't see where, oh, you're going to comment over there. Hello, Penelope. All right. They've improved the interface so that I can't use it. I'm used to what I had last week, and this is, I resist these kinds of changes. They don't feel terribly, progressive to me. Hey, Melanie. Okay, yes, absolutely. I will draw a card for you. Penelope, let me know if you would like a card. And off we will jolly well go. All right. I have the Wisdom of the Garden Path deck out. I really need to bring a package that isn't quite so bashed and banged about to show you what I'm using, but you know what these cards are. So Melanie, it is nice to see you here. Okay, so for Melanie, I haven't um, I haven't intended a theme for this week. So we're just being really general about, hey, Regina, um, the cards want you to know, Melanie, it's about imagination. And I have to say, I would imagine that this is about how you are reimagining things in your life, given the lockdowns and lock-ins and lockovers. Number five, which is the vibration for 2021 calendar year, the when we add up the digits, we come to five. So there is an alignment for you with the times, so long as you're willing to engage your ability to imagine how much better things can be and how things can be different and how things can move you forward in unexpected ways, because the ways that 3 years ago when you were imagining what it might be like in May of 2021, I would warrant you didn't imagine this. So releasing some of those old limits and old ideas. And then, hello, Robert. How lovely to meet you. Delightful. Yes, I have a couple of people ahead of you, but I will certainly read for you. Okay, so next one is Penelope. Penelope. Okay, Penelope. Don't. I know you've been here before on Fridays, but I don't know you or what's going on with you. But you have drawn beginning. I love this picture. This is a daylily that has completely budged past everything that was last year. You can see last year's leaves are lying there, still attached to the root ball, to the corm, but no longer able to photosynthesize. So the new growth from this year has just gone, excuse me, coming through, and started already just converting the sunlight and doing everything that it wants to do. What went before does not matter to what is coming next. So whatever's going on with you, one is always, when we're looking at our personal numbers, one is that place within where Penelope begins, right? Where that is the spark and the essence and the soul that has existed through all of time. So you're coming into a time of beginning new things in the physical world, coming from the very core of you, which is really really nice. Just as those new leaves have come up from the what is it with a daylily? It's a tuber, isn't it, under the ground? So yeah, your your central tuber is putting out new leaves for the new season. There's new stuff coming for sure, but you've got to let go and disregard and just forge past all of the other stuff that's still clinging on. Does that make sense? Okay, Regina, good to see you. This is delightful. You're welcome, Melanie. I'm glad that made sense. Okay, Regina and then Robert. So Regina. Regina. Okay. I want to say that you've had this before. We've certainly seen this card fairly recently. Number 22 is keeping still. This is this rose bush that has been iced over with the freezing rain. Oh, I'm glad, Penelope, that makes sense. Um, there's a lot of what's going on. Hey, Chantal. Um, a lot of the way things just are in the world right now. I don't know how your this is Regina. You're in Ireland, I think. I have no idea what your restrictions are and the limitations, and whether your society is more open or more shut down. Um, but staying still, even where the economy is opening up and where stores are opening up, we're not going back to big crowds in the marketplace anytime soon. So when you're able to keep still to avoid damage, the way that this rose bush needs to keep still, wait for conditions to change, and avoid any kind of impulsivity that is going to damage the bark. They're opening back up in Ireland. This is nice. Nevertheless, if you can stay home, do stay home, right? This is what we're being told, I think, on all levels. Um, Staying still, avoiding impulse. The two twos, the two is always about relationships, and this is about how people are relating with each other, how and it's all of them. It's not just romantic relationships. It's you and cashiers. It's you and your delivery people. It's you and whoever. And it's two, so they're adding up to a four, which is that number of practical, sensible, solid, reliable energy. And I think we're very much being called to do that. Stay still, be sensible. I mean, of course, there are some things that you have to do, and thank goodness for all the frontline workers who are doing what they do and keeping the rest of people safe. But while we can, let us do that. So I'm glad that you're getting a little bit loosened up. I know I have some friends in the UK who are so excited with the new freedoms they're feeling this week. All right, that was Regina. Robert, where I've lost you. First time here. Yes, love and light back to you, Robert. It's delightful that you're here. I'm so glad. Um, I am I am always thrilled to see new names. And okay, Chantal is here. Chantal, don't be sorry for writing comments all over. It is all good. You're welcome, Regina. Okay. All right. You're doing fine, Chantal. Absolutely fine. Um, Reading for Robert. Robert. Okay. Oh, okay, Robert. I certainly don't know what's going on with you, but what you have drawn is complexity, which is a reminder to be aware that if there are problems, it's not your fault. The situations are complex, and navigating a route through something that's as tangled as the world is right now is not about any sort of personal failing. It's about needing to acknowledge the complexity and acknowledge that this is a whole new situation that we're living in. You have number 23, so the two, which is about relationships. It's about all of the other people in the world and you and your relationship with them, right? And who you become when you're relating with them. Three is the point of inspiration. This is where spirit speaks to you and through you and sends ideas into the physical realm. Sometimes that's with intuition and hunches, sometimes it's with dreams, sometimes it's just with out of the box thinking that you suddenly realize that you know stuff. And the more you use your three and your ability to interpret those ideas and concepts, the more they will come to you, because it's sort of like opening up a pipeline so that spirit can speak through you and to you. They're adding up to a 5. 5 is the number for this year, and it is the number for growth and expansion, adapting and adjusting to new things, making progress by adaptation. So very, very suited to this year and how we are all needing to change. But it's complicated. So the fact that you can't find simple solutions to things in front of you, do not take that as any sort of a like it's not your fault. Do not look to yourself for solutions. Cookie, hello. Carol, hello. Carol says yes, please. And you pretty please have a card. Yes, of course. First of all, though, Chantal Bernadette is going to have a card because she was here first. All right. So Chantal, I have a new class starting tomorrow, Chantal. I'm spiral growth. There's a phrase. I like that. Chantal, my Facebook details class is starting tomorrow. And I'm doing the next 4 Saturdays at 9:30 Eastern. And I'm pretty sure that you pre-registered, so I will send you the link later today. I hope that's going to work out all right. And I'm still registering people who want to be part of that. Very, very, very exciting and fun and good. And yeah, so anybody who has a basic understanding of numerology, this we're going to go into some of the details, the points of intensification and the planes of expression, things like that tomorrow. Okay, Chantal. That's who I'm reading for, yes? Chantal. Sorry, getting scattered. Okay, Chantal. We have release, letting go of the old stuff, letting go of some of the structure. The apples on the forest floor here, they've let go of any possibility of ever being apples again. And they've released themselves into the cycle so that they can return their molecules and their atoms into the soil, into the roots, into the tree, into apples of the future. Letting go of the apple identity that was current this season, right? Just let it go. It's not going to work anymore. There are so many points in nature and so many different processes in nature that are simply about leaving where we're at and moving into what's next, because that is inevitably what happens. The 2 and the 1, 2 is about relationships. We're seeing this a lot. 1 is that beautiful beautiful central identity that is Chantal, and they're adding together to that three, which is the point of inspiration. It's that place where, and I know that you do indeed channel information from spirit into the physical world. So letting go of the limits, letting go of the expectations, letting go of even the ambitions that we had 2 or 3 years ago, because we're no longer on the same path that we were. So that's a nice card. I like that. All right, Carol says yes, please. Absolutely. So Carol and then Cookie, and then I have great hair. Thank you, Carol. I do. I'm extremely blessed with my hair. I believe it comes from my paternal grandmother. And yes, I'm okay. Now I've lost the names. Who am I talking to? Carol and then Cookie. So Carol, what do the cards want you to know today? Hmm, okay. There's a delay. I'm thinking it comes to me as I'm doing that you are the Carol who I don't know if I've seen your registration, but I think you're doing the numerology course tomorrow, right? That we're starting tomorrow. Anyway, delay. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're waiting for some future event. Um, so number 20, the two is about relationships, about other people, it's about your community, and in this case, it is saying that both your community, the two, and all of the cosmos, the zero that we add together and get that two that is all things, are asking you to delay. These are rose hips in the winter. That they were actually too frozen even for the waxwings to feed on them, and the only way forward was to just let go of whatever the plan was for today, to delay it, to wait for conditions to change. There's so much of that going on right now. I'm in Ontario, and we've just had our closures extended. There are a lot of uh, activities that we're not able to indulge in and engage in. We've had, I believe, another spike, so it's been so many things are getting delayed. So many things. And that really does fit because there's and the 20, the fact that it's other people and it's conditions in the universe. Again, it isn't you. I'm getting a lot of people blaming themselves or thinking that they could have taken an action that would have changed things. And of course, we need to be responsible for ourselves, and we need to be paying attention and learning learning all we can from the scientists and from the science and from our own understanding of how to conduct ourselves in the world. But that doesn't mean that we have to blame ourselves for things like our work not getting done or our kids not being in school or any of those things. There's some stuff that just isn't our responsibility. It's about circumstances, and I'm getting that flavor from a few of these cards that people are accepting responsibility for things that are not theirs. So yeah, don't take ownership of anything that isn't yours. Cookie, pretty please, you can have a card. You pretty well can, I would say. It's lovely to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. Feels like, anyway. Might be wrong. Okay, so Frances, were you one of the people who's going to take numerology? I don't know. I'm so confused. Okay. Oh, now you're working, aren't you? Synthesis. Stuff from all sorts of different directions and sources and resources that you are bringing together and synthesizing something new. I don't know if you're making products or if you're creating a market, creating a client base that is what you're synthesizing. The number 15, this is you. The one is you, the beautiful energy that is Francis. And the five, which is growth, and this is you. Those two energies coming together, the natural growth and change and progress of life, combined with that beautiful energy that is the soul that we call Francis. And they're adding up to a six, which is the number of service to the community, which is that energy that brings beauty and brings another kind of progress, so that your community is improved by your presence in it. So that's a really lovely kind of a thing. You're delaying stuff out of your control. So Francis, yes, all the different blackberries, all on the same branch, all at different stages of development, and like the branch, you are the one who is bringing them all together and making them into a fruit, a fruit crop. You're making a crop of fruit out of everything that is there. Okay, so now I'm not showing new. Oh, there's a lot of things I'm not showing. I'm very confused by this new setup. Okay, you are welcome, Francis. So I also have a message to read for Debbie. Debbie. Oh, and I'll do a community card if nobody else comes in. Where are we at? It's 1:30. Okay, I was late starting today because of their new improvements. Oh dear, I love growth and expansion, and I love my life, and I love learning new things, but I really struggle with changes in technology, because once I've learned it, I want it to stay learnt. But yeah, that's not what was meant for me today, I guess. All right, this is for Debbie. This is for Debbie. Oh, Debbie, we had this before. I think we have. This is about this book that you're going to write, Debbie. You're going to tell that story. I feel as though I know the topic of it. That there's a young individual that you want to write about, which is very cool. We've seen number 21 today already. This number 12 is the same digit. This time we're beginning at the core of Debbie, and we're and then we're adding to that the community, which if I remembering rightly, then that's what you're doing. This is you, the community that you worked with, the other individuals that you have relationship with, and then you're adding those together, and you're coming to a 3, which is creativity, which is new stuff coming into the world because of you, and inspiring yourself, inspiring your subjects, inspiring the readers of your book. I think I'm just not even going to go any further with that, because I really think that's what it's about, is you and your book. All right, Eileen, I see you. Absolutely a card. And Siobhan, I see the Siobhan. I'm not even going to attempt the rest of your name. And after Eileen, absolutely, you may have a card. 100%. Okay. So Eileen, you're not late. We have a half hour still. We're doing just fine. Okay, I've got, okay. So Eileen, I didn't set a specific intention for today. This is just what the cards want us to know. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So we have, yeah, yes, yes. Welcome, welcome, Siobhan. If, yeah, Eileen is Irish too. I mean, she lives in North America. Okay, decisions number 26, and I am aware of some decisions that you're making in your life, Eileen. So maybe this is about that. Two is about relationships, which of course you have with the people you spend your day with, and the system that you spend your day with. Six is that aspect of service, which is certainly there, taking responsibility. Sometimes I think it may feel a little like duty. That's still six energy. It's perhaps not given with such joy when we think of things as a duty, but when you're taking responsibility for stuff, that's very cool. So the community involvement, the progress that you're making in that community, those other people that you're relating with, we're adding that together, we're getting an eight. And this decision comes eight. Eight is that delightful, symmetrical, balanced flow. And when you're making a decision, much the way we used to when I was a kid, we used to pull petals off daisies, and yes I will, no I won't, yes I will, no I won't, and we let the daisy make the decision for us, whatever the last answer was, that was the answer. Um, Hopefully you're doing it in a little bit more scientific way, but making decisions based on the pros and the cons. You can do the two lists and columns on a paper if you want. You can find finding the balance in the decision going forward, so that essentially everything is a win, that you're gaining what you want and you're getting rid of what you don't want, and you're finding that sweet spot where things can be. So I hope that makes sense. All right. So yes, yes, Ms. Siobhan, should I say that? Um, yes, delighted to have you here, and I'm sorry that my ability to pronounce is entirely impaired. Absolutely beautiful. Even seeing it on the page, your name just has this art to it. It's delightful. Okay, so you did ask for a card. Yes, you did. And that's what I'm going to draw now. 4. Siobhan. This is what a lot of 5s we're working with today. This is so cool. So this is exploring. This is a bramble that had been growing in a ditch beside a driveway, a packed earth driveway. Um, the car stopped using that driveway, and the bramble came out to explore territory where no bramble had ever grown before. So lovely, lovely exploring energy, lovely reflection of trying new things and going new places, and finding new ways of doing things, hopefully without the software changing too much. Um, so 3 is your point of inspiration. This is where you allow the universe to speak into the world. So it can be intuition and inspiration. It can be in your dreams. It can be any number of ways. If you do any journaling or any writing, sometimes we go back and we look at what we wrote a week ago and don't even remember putting it there because spirit was using us to put ideas on the page, and there's sometimes just wonderful things that come through. um, it is an exploration of enormous importance and magnitude. um, so that's your three. Two is relationship with other, with other people, with other systems, with other things. I often have reason to say to people that I know well that the most important relationship is with that face in the mirror. And I don't know you, but I feel as though that's something that you might need to hear. And they're adding up, of course, the three and the two together, the inspiration and the relationship and the I needed to go to self-love, so that inspired way of talking to yourself and being being in alignment with your own intention and your own spirit. And that's coming together at five. Growth and expansion. Only good stuff is going to come from this. Everything in nature grows and gets bigger and flowers and blossoms, and that, as you explore and find new places to be and new ways to be, then there's going to be a lovely growth for you that is beneficial for everybody. Okay, so Irish for O'Sullivan, my goodness. That is absolutely true. When we love ourselves first, then relationships get better. Um, it's a little like the oxygen mask on the plane, right? Put it on yourself first, then you can help other people. And there's a good deal of. Oh, okay. Is Henri there with you, Chantal? That's wonderful. All right. Oh, lovely. Okay. Je peux pas le français. Yes, so I will read for Henri, and then I'll do a community card, right? So this is. All right. So we have, yeah, I don't even know the French word for Bali. That's pretty sad, isn't it? The card of meaning. The one is that essence of Henri, that central identity, that that which is Henri and has been since the beginning of time. No, it's not an ogre. That's Shrek. Um, so one is Henri. Eight is that lovely flow of balance and symmetry and back and forth and up and down and the in breath and the out breath that is all of the justice that we bring to life. I'm sorry, Chantal, I shouldn't be laughing. I'm trying to go slowly so you can translate, and I'm trying not to laugh at you. And yeah. So we have the balance. The eight, it's like seeing both sides of a coin at the same time. An eight. It's very much about understanding everything before moving forward with decision making. So when we combine those things, we get a nine, which is the the highest of the single digits. It's the place where all of of the energies are unified because everything is one. We're all part of one family. We're all part of one universe. We're simply aspects of that single thing. When people stopped moving around, when they learned how to grow grain, and barley was one of the first grains that we grew. You can make bread, you can make beer, you can have a good life with barley. But then there's time for sitting by the fire in the evening time and in the nighttime as it gets dark, and looking out and seeing the skies and seeing the stars and the constellations, the shapes that are there, and wondering what they mean, and what does my life mean, and what is the meaning of life, the universe, and everything. And I didn't have 42 cards, so that's connecting with meaning. And it's so very interesting that you're in a place of reconnection right now, Chantal, and finding the meaning that is present in your life, in your situation, in your history, in all of that. That's a really good card. I like it. All right, community card for people watching on the video. For anybody who's here lurking, I don't think anybody is, but I can't be sure. And anybody watching on YouTube. So if you're watching on Facebook, please like and follow this page. Hopefully that will mean you get notifications when I'm live again. Although I am here every Friday, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or whatever time we're having in the Eastern. I guess sometimes it's not standard. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. I need to do a lot more work to promote that channel, but there you go. Oh, Chantal, that's amazing. That is so amazing. I don't know if people are only watching the video and they can't see. Chantal does have this deck of cards, and she says she picked the same card for Henri yesterday. So I think there might be some meaning in that. Yeah, no? That's so nice. Thank you, Chantal. And hopefully I will see you in class tomorrow. Okay, so community card for whomever missed the chance to ask live. Nice. This is number 6. So we've just been talking about that 6 energy, that relationship with community, that place where we bring, in all of its forms, we bring beauty to the world. We bring appreciation, and we bring progress, and we bring caring, and we meet our responsibilities, and we find ways to leave situations better than we found them. So it's an energy that carries the simple word. When we're just doing sort of one word number cycle, the word is service, and that does it a disservice, because there's so much depth and texture to the ways that we can serve the world. So this card, these are raspberry canes, which, if you've ever picked raspberries, you know they're pokey and tall, and they stand up very straight. But in the winter time, when the snow comes, standing up straight, they would snap under the weight of the snow. So they just lean over and allow the snow to be there. They don't resist it. They simply allow. And then when the time comes that they're able, they resume their previous posture, and they get on with the next crop of berries. Many different teachers, and I have no idea who originated it. It's just a simple truth that what we resist persists. So being in a mindset where we allow what is, be here now. It is what it is. It is. We can't change it. It's like trying to stop the rain, or what was his name, King Canute, who was one of the kings. Oh dear, I'm going to show my ignorance now. I think one of the kingdoms of Eastern, what is now the UK, who there were people who came and asked him, he has so much power, would he heal sickness, would he do, they wanted him to do something that was just beyond his human abilities, and to show how ordinary and human he was, he went down to the coastline, and he stood at the sand, at the waves, and said, if I could do that, then I would be able to stop the tide from coming in. And he stood there and ordered the water to not advance any further up the beach. And of course, was completely and totally ignored by the ocean. Imagine that. Hello, Jen. How lovely to see you. It is always a happy Friday. I love being here. This is so good. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about, yes, there's circumstances that resisting, if Canute had stayed on the beach and the tide had come all the way in, he would have been drowned. Resisting the ocean just ensures that the ocean is going to win. So being in a state of allowing prolongs the survivability of everything, dealing with the circumstances that are actually there and not what we wish was there, right? Okay. Makes sense. So for Jen, good to see you. That was turned around. I don't know how that got turned around. Obviously, if I'd been looking, I would have seen it was turned around and known it was your card. This is lovely, because I know that you are an artist, and the number 3 is that wonderful, creative, inspired place where ideas and concepts and also algorithms and bookcases and things can make themselves known in the world. 2 of them together shifts us into that place where that creativity, that new idea, that intuition and inspiration can serve the entire community really, really well. And when you've found the expression and the channel and the movement that excites you, when you connect with the passion, and you're getting out of bed happy to do the work because you know this is what you're supposed to be doing, and you're aligned with your own intention, then that work is able to have an massive impact, just as these little cat's ears, these seed heads are going to break apart. They're like tiny dandelions. Um, Passing animals, passing people wearing trousers and things are going to scatter those seeds all over a massive and enormous area. There will be acres of cat's ears growing from these, because it's just this amazing expansion energy that comes from that. Are you? I know you do have some pet cats. Are you cleaning cat's ears today? So that would be funny if you are. I like that. Okay, Brianna. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Welcome. Thank you for being here. This is so good. I am reading from the Wisdom of the Garden Path cards, which they are available for sale on my website, which is joleith.com. And I do private readings, and you can get a hold of me. You can message me here. You can do any number of things. Oh, okay. Yes. This is good. This is good. All right. So this is for Briona. My apologies for any mangled pronunciations. Nice. Okay, so number 2, community. It's very much about being with your people, being with people who are thinking and acting and behaving the way that you are. White clover like this does not spread out like like cat's ears across many acres. It grows in little sort of colonies. You get a patch of clover in your lawn or a patch of clover in the meadow, and they stay in their communities very much. The leaves of the clover. They're like a shamrock. They're they're like a clover leaf. Oh, imagine that. The 3 lobes that join together on a single stem. So very often this is symbolic of the body, mind, and spirit working together. And if you are a person who is working on that aspect of yourself, and the fact that there are 3 parts to your human existence, that being with a community of other people who are also working on their body, mind, and spirit, and integrating that and becoming aligned with their intentions, then that's number 2 is the relationship card. It's always about both you in relation to other people, and who you become when you're with other people, but also, if you were here earlier, it's about the relationship you have with the face in the mirror, which is the most important, and that's the person who needs the most love and approval that you can give in order to be filled up and then go out and deliver that same love and approval, letting it move so that it can reach other people in the community, and in that way benefit the entire colony. Right? That's nice. There's dew on those leaves. I noticed that before. Okay. All right. So, is there anybody else here? I will launch into a commercial if nobody speaks up. This is so there is still time for anybody who is, if you have a basic grounding in numerology, starting 4 classes, the next 4 Saturdays, starting tomorrow. I think Jen, I think you're registered, aren't you? I don't. I think you're on my list to send the link this afternoon. So cool. We're going to be going into some of the details. So if you already know how to find the major numbers, and you know how to figure out somebody's birth force, and hey Chi Chi, yes, I certainly can. This is going a little deeper and into aspects like the points of intensification and the planes of expression. That's tomorrow. Not too late to register. You can go to my website, joleith.com, and there's a tab called, I think, 2021 Learn New Things or something like that. And you can sign up right there. And yeah, so tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern, there is still time. Chi Chi. Okay. Breathe. Number 4. We haven't seen a lot of 4 energy today. 4, really solid, strong, foundational energy. Think of building something with 4 sides. It usually doesn't fall over. It's that really stable underpinning that creates the shape for what can grow on top of it later or be built on top of it or so yeah, a solid strong base. Right now this solid strong burr, which contains, as seeds do, just a vast acreage of new growth, not able to grow, not able to put down roots, not able to push out leaves to photosynthesize. It is caught in a snowbank and it just has to wait. And that's just a really good time to pause and to breathe and to get present in the physical. Right? Our breath, it's from when we smack a baby's bottom and it gives a cry until the very end when the last breath is expelled. Breath is life. And while we can't do anything else, getting present, getting into our breath, feeling the miracle that is breath, that we take in some of this air and we extract the oxygens and the gases that we need from it and we expel the rest. Absolutely miraculous. We can't do that with any kind of anything else. And connecting with the beauty and the miracle that is our own life is a very good foundation for moving forward in happiness and I don't want to say accomplishment because it isn't even that because there's a certain amount of simply waiting there, but maybe of realigning how we see the world and how things are. Okay, I guess that's making sense to you, is it? Jen, yes, that's true. It will be very early for you out west. I'll send you the links anyway because I'm pretty sure. Jeremy Allen, absolutely. I will read a card for you. Certainly, certainly. It is lovely to see so many new names. I guess maybe I shouldn't complain about the changes in the software if it's meant the notice has gone out to a whole different audience. That's lovely. That pleases me. Thank you. Hey, Jeremy. Oh, my. This is a lovely place to be. You have drawn number 10, the card of self-awareness. 1 is that place, that seed, that center, that core that is Jeremy and has been a personality since the beginning of time and will continue to be long after this lifetime. The 0 represents the cosmos, all that is, the entire universe and everything that we don't know, we don't know. And we're adding those together so that we have the cosmos within the Jeremy. And just like that sun shining through the blossoms, becoming aware of yourself as a spiritual being here in the physical world. This is what the cards are either validating what you're already doing or suggesting to you that this is a direction for you to explore and to understand and become deeply aware of yourself, because you are spirit. Abraham talks about humanity as the imagination that creates worlds. That imagination isn't the right word, but that it is our activity and our learning and our expansion that informs spirit and all of the unseen energy uh, that Abraham attempts to interpret for us. I do enjoy studying with Abraham. Okay, where are we at? We are, good Lord, it's 3 o'clock. Wow, that happened quite quickly. I've only got 55 minutes this time because of the wonderful improvement at the start. But it looks as though we're done. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Anybody who is still here. There's a link on this page, this Facebook page, where you can sign up for my newsletter. There are links all over my website, which is joleath.com, JOLEATH.com. And there's all sorts of other resources and information and things going on over there too. I would love to get to know some of you more. As I say, I do private readings with these cards and with other things. Penelope, thank you for staying so long, and you too. Yes, it's a long weekend, isn't it? And then in Ontario, we are we're celebrating the birthday of Queen Victoria. Long may she rest happily. My goodness. So everybody, yes, stay home if you can. Certainly stay safe when you're out. Take good care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I'll be back here next Friday. I hope I hear from a bunch of you way before that. Thank you very much. Namaste.